One either has an empire, or he is in someone else's. This has been the rule throughout human history, and there is no escaping it. There is no remedy for the ever-present and instinctive tribal drive to overtake and dominate one's neighbor. Here in the Middle East, there is a paradox. Although the Jews have outmatched every other people in the region, militarily, economically, and socially, they have been repeatedly forced to accept a dictated parity in land, resources, and the most sought-after prize of all, honor and prestige. The enemies of the Jewish tribe have been rescued time and again from defeat, even obliteration, by external powers that, until now, have managed to check Israeli military dominance. This is because, for all her bluster and rhetoric, the state of Israel is neither independent nor sovereign. Like many other states, she has been incorporated into the American empire, whether from her own desire or by necessity. Being engulfed by this empire brings real benefits: material wealth, relative economic stability, and security. In return, the Jews are forced to forfeit their autonomy of action and to consistently deny themselves that primitive compulsion, the atavistic human impulse to dominate that remains hidden in the soul of man. But certain brutal events, murderous violence, war, mass rape, and abduction that have befallen the Jews of the Middle East have made the primal motivation to dominate, to conquer, to lay waste to, and to expel the enemy tribe, whatever is necessary to ensure the safety of their people, an imperative. Now, one may say that the military dominance of Israel in the Middle East is due to American support. But that support is a two-edged sword. It is often very beneficial, but the restrictions it brings can be detrimental. In an existential war, for instance, all the military hardware on Earth is of no use if one is not permitted to completely destroy the enemy. To clarify my point, I ask, is the United States solely responsible for Israeli military superiority? If the US and other great powers abruptly were to leave the Middle East, remove all of their military bases, and instantly end their aid to all Middle Eastern countries, who would survive? Who would come apart? Starve. Be conquered. And who would rise to dominate? There is really only one possible answer. But most people, Jews, Christians, or Muslims, find the idea of a grand Jewish Middle Eastern empire so revolting, so hideous and frightening, that they would rather take comfort in their delusions that man can be accommodating to his tribal enemy, even when survival is at stake, and that the Jews are in some way an exception to the laws of history and social evolution, these same laws by which, over time, civilizations are molded, grow prosperous, decay, and die. But the Jews are no exception. For now, the ancient compulsion to dominate has been kept dormant by the conditions of being incorporated into the great American empire. But as empires rise, they surely fall, and in their wake arise others which, with whatever natural advantage they may possess, whether acquired or God-given, will set their own course to greatness.